Hello everyone, in this video we're going to look at the allowance for accounts receivables using percentage of credit sales. So the debt expense is expected to be a certain percentage of the credit sales. Crimson Company has credit sales of $620,000. $620,000 credit sales. That means we created $620,000 new accounts receivables. At the end of the year, Crimson estimates that 1.43% of these credit sales will eventually default. We won't be able to collect 1.43%. During the year, a customer defaults on $524 balance related to goods purchased in the previous year. Prior to the write-off and the adjusting entry, Crimson's accounts receivables and allowance for doubtful accounts balances were $304,000 and $134 credit, respectively. Okay, so the original accounts receivable was $304,000, and original allowance for bad debt expense is $134. Allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay. Estimated to be uncollectible is 1.43% of the credit sales, and in the from prior year sales there is $524 customer default. So how do we prepare the adjusting entry? First, let's do the customer default first. That happened last year. So accounts receivable was $304,000. And then the allowance for doubtful account on credit is $134. Okay, so that's the information we have. And then one customer default for $524, but because we already have the allowance, we will use that allowance for doubtful account. Okay, and this is $524. But we only have 134, so that's not enough. Okay, accounts receivables from that customer will be taken out from our balance sheet, 524. So this allowance debit result in a negative allowance. So that means we didn't have enough allowance. But with the percentage of credit sales, we don't have to worry about the ending balance of the allowance. We just use 1.43% of the total credit sales to be the bad debt expense. So the adjusting entry at the end of the period that we have to do is debit bad debt expense, and this is going to be 1.43% times the credit sales, 620,000. Use your calculator to calculate that. You should see $8,866, and that will increase our allowance for doubtful account. So before this adjusting entries, the amount is already negative, so that's not enough allowance prepared. But now we are adding 8866 in allowance. Okay, so our ending balance is going to be 134 plus 8866 minus 524. now we have $8,476 allowance. Accounts receivables will be reduced by the write-off, okay, 524. So the ending balance of accounts receivables is 303,476. And we are going to recognize bad debt expense of 8,866. So that's going to be the amount reported on the income statement, 8,866. Now, how do we report the net receivables? Okay, accounts receivables. Now let's do the first column here with the write-off. With the write-off, the accounts receivable is 303,476, and then minus the allowance for doubtful account. That's a contra account to the accounts receivables. So the net receivables, net realizable value, the amount that we expect to be able to collect is $295,000. Okay, what if this write-off didn't happen? If this write-off didn't happen last year, our accounts receivable will be the total amount here, $304,000. And then the allowance without this will be, let's see, how much is it? $9,000. Okay, so we are going to deduct $9,000 here if the allowance didn't happen. So then the net receivables will be the same. So you see that under allowance method, the write-off of a specific account customer's receivables does not affect the net realizable value of our receivables. Okay, so you see that the two net receivables here are the same, whether the write-off, the $524 write-off here happened last year or not. Okay, now that's the journal entry. First, we debit bad debt expense, and then we credit the allowance. Now, what happened if occasionally accounts receivable that have been written off are later partially or entirely collected? Suppose on February 5th, Crimson received $25 of the $524 that was written off. So we written off $524, and then this customer pays us cash $25, and that will put allowance for doubtful account $25. Okay, so we put back that $25 to our allowance. So if our allowance originally $134, and then we written off $524, and then we created $8,866, now a portion of the receivables that we have canceled is paid. So we add back the allowance for $25. So the ending balance for our allowance is $134 plus $8,866 plus $25 minus $524. It shows $8,501. Okay, so that's for the situation that the customers that we have already canceled, we gave allowance, then pays us a portion or even all of that allowance. Okay, that's using the percentage of sales. Thank you for watching.